What were some things that you did in history this year?
Mostly I studied the 1800s.
Well, let's start with summer.
In the summer, Mom took me on a vacation to some very historic places.
Where did we go?
Philadelphia.
And what did we see in Philadelphia?
Some of the very historic things there.
Such as?
The big Liberty Bell, and Independence Hall, and Carpenter's Hall.
And the Betsy Ross Museum,
Yeah.
and I forget, but there was a lot. There was a lot of historical stuff there.
Okay.
Where else did we go? Where we saw?
We also went to D.C.
And what historical things did we see there?
Historical things at the National Archives.
We saw the archives. What else?
I might have seen some museums on early D.C. I think we also went to Valley Forge.
That's right. We went to Valley Forge when we were in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And remember we did the tours of the Capitol and Library of Congress. Remember that?
Yep.
What else did we do about colonial history over the summer?
I think we also did a colonial history camp.
Well, it was a Revolutionary War camp, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Miss Fiona did that, didn't she?
Yep.
And did we go to some Revolutionary War field trips over the summer? Here in
Yep.
North Carolina?
I think we did.
Where did we go?
We went to a battleground, didn't we?
Went to Guilford Courthouse.
Oh yeah, we went to Guilford Courthouse as well.
But in September we started studying 19th century history, right?
Yeah, we did.
What did we study about 19th century history?
Mostly 19th century history in Europe and America. We also studied some of the other continents, but not that much.
And how did we study 19th century history?
With a history co-op.
And how did the history co-op work?
Well, first everyone would give an oral report. Then we'd do crafts and map and timeline, and then we'd have snack, and then we'd play games that were all related to history.
Was that a fun co-op?
Yep.
That worked out really well, didn't it?
Yep.
How often did that co-op meet?
Twice a month.
And one time a month it was what?
American history.
And the other time was?
World history.
So what were some of your favorite topics from that co-op or from 19th century?
My favorite topics are the ones we talked about.
Your favorite topics?
Mostly ones about the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars.
You like the French Revolution and the Napoleonic Wars?
Yeah.
How about in American history? What were some of your favorite topics that we studied this year?
The Civil War.
Civil War?
I particularly liked the ironclads and some of the methods of transportation used in it.
And you did a book report about all of the technology used during the Civil War, didn't you?
Yep.
What did we do to end that co-op?
A grand exhibition, which was a mock one of the one that Queen Victoria hosted in the Crystal Palace.
What did you do for your grand exhibition display?
Communication technologies. And it actually included a working model of the telegraph.
Did we have a special way that we were learning the American presidents?
Yeah, we cooked meals, and had a different part in the dish that represented each president, and we always did it with sets of 4 presidents, and I liked it a lot. I liked to cook, and I also liked to eat, and we made a lot of things. I especially liked the Old Soba soup.
Old Sober Soup? Who was the Old Sober Soup for?
William Henry Harrison. And occasionally we worked holidays into them.
So what holiday meals did we cook?
The ones I can remember is one for Mardi Gras.
And why did we do one for Mardi Gras?
Because it was just the time of Mardi Gras when we did it, and one of the presidents was from New Orleans.
And what president was that?
Zachary Taylor.
Do you remember any of the other holidays?
Oh yeah, we also did St. Patrick's Day with an Irish meal.
And why did we have a St. Patrick's Day?
Because it was on St. Patrick's Day, and I think one of the presidents might have been Irish. Well, one of the presidents was during a lot of was when a lot of things were happening in Ireland. Mostly the potato famine, which is why we had some potatoes. I think it was Millard Fillmore.
And who had corned beef for his presidential inaugural meal?
Abraham Lincoln.
Now, another big topic we did in history or social sciences this year is you're doing a 2-year program on world religions, aren't you?
Yeah.
So what world religions have we talked about so far? What did you learn about?
So far, we talked about Judaism and Christianity and earth-based ones.
And what are some earth-based religions?
There's shamanism and Native Americanism and Zoroastrianism,
Zoroastrianism.
Zoroastrianism, and voodoo.
Did you have any favorite projects from the world religion classes?
Yeah.
What were they?
Mostly, I like the ones where we made buildings out of edible materials.
What buildings did you make out of edible materials?
A Sukkot.
Which is a Jewish structure, right?
Yeah. And a Stonehenge-like thing.
Did you have any favorite guest speakers?
Not really. They're all pretty good.
Which ones do you remember particularly?
There was one about a Jewish storyteller and one by a nun.
And you got to participate in some special events or rituals or things, didn't you?
I guess so.
What were some of the religions that you got to experience a special ritual or something from?
Oh, Blackfoot-ism and some paganism and stuff like that.
And there was...
Mostly earth-based religions.
But remember the woman who brought in the Torah?
Yeah.
That was a really neat thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So how would you sum up this year of history and social studies?
Pretty good and productive and fun and tasty.
I think you learned a lot this year, don't you, hon?
Yeah, I sure did.